A long losing streak at home, the Royals have won 5 straight at Kauffman Stadium against Minnesota and Houston with good pitching, sparkling defense, and late scoring. Inning number 8 has been great. Speaking of the Tigers, they visit KC for 3, starting tonight on Fox Sports Kansas City. Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, where the weather is warm and the Royals are hot, taking a 5-game winning streak into a series with the Tigers. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Well, the Royals are going to go from a last-place team to a first-place team, and the Tigers lead the league in batting average. They're second in on-base percentage, and they're second in runs scored. So you would think that Jeremy Guthrie is going to have his hands full. But Jeremy Guthrie this year has done his best work against the Central Division. So 3 very important games coming up, not only against the division, but a first-place team in the Tigers. And Jeremy Guthrie is a completely different pitcher against the American League Central. As we welcome in Rex Hudler, and Hud, this 5-game winning streak began with Jeremy Guthrie against the Minnesota Twins.
His Royals teammates behind him, they know nothing but winning. That's all Guthrie's done since he's been here. So they have a pattern. But I'll tell you what, in this last start against Minnesota, that pattern looked like it was going to be derailed, as it took Guthrie 39 pitches and 3 walks to get out of that first inning. We're a little bit worried about him, but went on and settled down like a veteran typically does. And Guthrie was able to use his defense and get out of it without allowing another walk, and hung in there and got this winning streak started. It was a beautiful performance.
Now he faces the Tigers. Now, Guthrie was 2-0 against the Tigers last year here at Kauffman Stadium. This will be his first start against him this year.
Yep, and you know what? When it comes to middle of the orders, you're not going to find much stronger or more powerful. Torrey Hunter, he's in that second spot, and believe me, it doesn't get any easier. Victor Martinez, he's protecting Cabrera, and he's been a switch hitter that's very dangerous. So the middle of this order is going to be a tough one to get through. However, good pitching outdoes good hitting. Both these guys are hot.
And the last time Miguel Cabrera was here, he was clinching the first Triple Crown in 45 years, and he's on his way again this year.
Starting to get going, but they will have a tough challenge. Doug Fister with a 3.27 ERA. Max Scherzer is 8-0. He'll go tomorrow. And we all know about Justin Verlander. And the scary thing is, of those three pitchers, Justin Verlander has the highest ERA. Joel Goldberg back at Kauffman Stadium was just watching Doug Fister take his warm-up tosses. And he is one of 5 Detroit starters that is going well right now. All 5 of them have been rolling at a high level, and this is a starting staff that has the most strikeouts in the majors, over 100 more than the Royals' good staff. Most wins of any staff in the majors, 31. The Royals have 16, and they are getting a run support average of 6.5 a game. And think about this, over the last 16 games, only once has a Tigers starter allowed more than 3 earned runs. Opponents in that stretch batting 192 against them. The Royals will have their work cut out for them tonight. They'll need to grind it out against Doug Fister and the Tigers. Ryan and Rex have the call coming up.
Play the Powerball and Mega Million Scratchers game to win $100,000 or more. By your Kansas City Chevy dealer, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. And by ATT U-Burst TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. And boy, we had a gorgeous stretch of weather in Kansas City continuing into tonight. And our game is brought to you in high definition by Time Warner Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. Jim Leland in his 8th year as manager of the Detroit Tigers. His team is in first place. They have a 5.5 game lead. That is their largest lead of the season so far. And while the Royals have won 5 in a row, the Tigers have won 4 in a row. They just got done sweeping the Cleveland Indians. And a lot of familiar names as you take a look at the starting lineup, but one guy that's missing and on the disabled list is Austin Jackson, their center fielder and leadoff man. He's on a rehab assignment coming back from a hamstring injury. So Andy Dirks leads off, and Abisail Garcia plays in center field. And they will face Jeremy Guthrie.
All right, Jeremy Guthrie is going to continue to do what he does, and that's pound the strike zone. Now, last outing, he had 39 pitches in the first inning. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, as that kept his outing a little bit shorter than usual. However, he's got the hard sinking fastball that moves away from lefties and into righties. Nice little overhand breaking ball and change-ups down in the zone is important.
especially against this power hitting team. And defending behind him, we'll see Moose. Now, Moose, he had a lot of action last night, especially early in the game. He had a magnet in his glove. I mean, that ball stuck in there. He made the plays. Just 1 error in his last 18. However, he's made 8 overall this year. It's a little bit of high number for Moose this early in the season. But he was fantastic early. And defensive plays like that really pick up a pitcher, especially Guthrie tonight.
And his first pitch is right down the middle, strike one to Andy Dirks. Born in Hutchinson, Kansas, grew up in Burton, Kansas, went to Haven High School, Hutchinson Community College, and Wichita State. And he hits it up into the sun. And David Lowe is there. 2 pitches and 1 out for Guthrie.
Hey, the sun's not an issue up high in the sky like that for the right fielders in today's game, but the line drives, they can get lost in the sun. A little bit of wind blowing from the right field foul pole to the left in this beautiful evening for ball. Guthrie, 2 pitches for the first out's good for him compared to his last outing.
And Torrey Hunter's after the first pitch. He broke his bat, but he drops a base hit into left field, and Hunter was already hitting .303, and the Tigers have 1 on with 1 out. And a look at tonight's Toyota League leaders. And how about that? The Royals have the best earned run average in the American League.
Oh, that is impressive. And to hear that sound, I'm going to tell you, that's got to really make Ned Yost and Dave Island feel really good. And also management for giving Dayton Moore the resources to acquire the starting pitches to go along with that great bullpen. It's working.
And their ERA during the 5-game winning streak is 1. Not 1 point something. 1.
Now, is that going to last the entire season? No. But however, when you get guys pitching like that, at least going 6 innings every start, waiting for the offense to come around, they're going to get their share of wins, especially if they score 4 or more runs, the Royals.
0-2 on Miguel Cabrera. Now, we could do a Toyota League leaders with Miguel Cabrera, but there's just not enough room on the screen when you're talking about categories where he leads the league. Winning the Triple Crown last year. And there he is on his way again. That .363 batting average is number 1. 17 home runs is second. And the 67 RBIs leads the league by a wide margin. So here's the comparison. At this time last year, he was hitting .316. So he's improved his batting average, his home runs, and his RBIs.
You know, that's amazing that you would think there'd be a little letdown.
And Guthrie goes right after him, throws him 4 straight strikes, and Kane runs it down in left center field. Hunter is back to first with 2 outs. So Hud was talking about Guthrie's last start against the Minnesota Twins, and the 39 pitches, the 3 walks in the first inning. No walks, no runs over the next 5 innings, and ended up giving just 1 run in 6. The big key for him, and this was a big key for the Royals in that series with Minnesota. Guthrie stranded 9 runners in that game. He pitches very well with men on base.
He does, and you know, he's been a little bit more creative in his last few starts. We've seen him drop his arm angle down. We've seen him flip a couple curveballs up there around 65 miles an hour. So he's really has a good feel for the game, along with Salvador Perez, his catcher, and he's able to create as he goes along.
1-1 on Prince Fielder. Fielder is 3rd in the league in RBIs. So the Tigers, number 3 and number 4 hitters, are 1st and 3rd in the league in RBIs respectively. And now Fielder into left center field, and it slices over to Alex Gordon. And this time Guthrie needs only 10 pitches to get through the first inning. Don't forget to vote for your Royals All-Stars, and especially Alex Gordon, who leads the Royals in hits, home runs, and runs scored, and had a big RBI in the game yesterday afternoon as the Royals swept the Astros. So when it comes to Alex Gordon going to New York for the All-Star game this year, vote yes. So he'll be leading off against right-hander Doug Fister, and Ned Yost returns a couple of regulars to the starting lineup tonight. Lorenzo Cain had yesterday off, as did shortstop Alcides Escobar. Facing 6'8" Doug Fister.
When you talk about a guy that uses the downhill plane with his height, he's the guy. I mean, it's a tough angle, especially for home runs. He's only given up 2 home runs, righties and lefties, 1 each. Okay, you see the strikeouts to walks? Those are off the charts. He only has 6 walks in his last 50 innings of work. That's 4th in the AL with 1.4 walks per 9 innings. So you better go ahead and get after him before he gets to you. He's got some good sink to his fastball. He cuts his fastball. He's got a nice slow curve he'll throw to righties. And he's got a changeup. He's effectively down in the zone most of the time.
Two and one.
Now, Alex is 5 for 17 with 3 doubles off of him in his career. So, you know, you kind of jump on him early, put a little doubt in his mind, and let Guthrie go to work if you can.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Alex, during the homestand, has only 2 hits in 19 at-bats and 1 RBI, but that was 1 big RBI yesterday as the Royals scored 2 in the 8th inning, beating Houston 2-0. And down on strikes, and then hit Avila with his follow-through. So Fister opens the game with a strikeout. And now look at the Royals, rather the Tigers, defensively.
Yep, we talked about our guy Moose. We might as well talk about their guy, Cabrera. Hey, just 1 error in the last 19 starts. He has 5 this year on the season. It's the hot corner. A lot of action comes his way. Now he doesn't have a lot of range, but don't let him kid you his size. He's very athletic. He can move pretty good for a big man. Nice, strong throwing arm. And remember, he's got experience as he started his career with the Marlins playing some third base. So even though, you know, this is his 2nd year playing third, he's a good third baseman. If you hit it at him, he catches him.
And now Hosmer cracked his bat and hits it right to Cabrera. 2 down. Before that pitch to Eric Hosmer, Tiger manager Jim Leland and their trainer came out to take a look at Alex Avila. He took this shot on the follow-through after Gordon struck out.
Yeah. Look, I'm glad that their Major League Baseball is making some prototypical type helmets that have extra protection in there for these guys, because that's more for the foul balls that come off and hit them right here in the head on that helmet. But that's hard to control a backswing on a bat. That's really dangerous.
Ball 1 to Salvador Perez, and then you look at the old black and white pictures of Yogi Berra in that era, and they just had a ball cap on their head with the mask.
Yeah, I mean, how would they handle a bat hitting them in the head like that with no helmet on?
Well, I don't know how you handle it.
That'd knock you out.
But you'd start saying things like, it's deja vu all over again.
Maybe that's the reason. Ugh.
1 and 2 on Salvador Perez. He's had a great homestand. He's hitting .381 with a home run, 6 runs scored, 5 RBIs. So he has really taken to the number 3 spot in the batting order. And he pulls it on the ground to Peralta, who gets a big hop. And that's that against Fister in the 1st inning as he matches Jeremy Guthrie, needing only 10 pitches. and Fielder in the first inning. He was 5-0 to begin the year, and he went, remember, 18 consecutive starts without a loss going back to last year. Then he hit a bump in the road, going 0-3 with an ERA of almost 8, and now back on track in his last 2 starts, including a win against Minnesota on Wednesday. And home runs have been a big item for Guthrie, so that's something to keep an eye on tonight, as the Tigers have all kinds of firepower. Kane back into the sunlight in left center field, and retires Victor Martinez. Jeremy Guthrie has given up 15 home runs in 79 innings, but 14 have been solo home runs.
Yeah, you know, he gives them up, but he also is pretty smart when he misses out over the plate with him. It's a little bit hard to explain, but good starting pitchers, when they got men on base, they're a little more careful with their location. And he throws strikes. Sometimes that's a byproduct of throwing too many strikes, and guys get a good piece of it when it's out over that middle.
1-1 on Johnny Peralta. You don't hear much about Peralta. You hear all about Hunter, Cabrera, Fielder, Martinez. Johnny Peralta is second in the league with a .338 batting average, but he's got a ways to go to get his teammate Miguel Cabrera, who's hitting over .360. But it's been a nice bounce back year for Peralta, who is 15 pounds lighter this year than he was last year.
And that helps with his mobility and also with his quickness. He leads all shortstops with that average in the American League at .338.
3-1. So there you go. There's a big gap between Cabrera and Peralta in batting average. And Peralta last year hit .239. So that was part of the motivation to shed some weight. It's helped him at the plate, and it's helped him on defense as Guthrie walks his first, and the Tigers have their second base runner. Well, you can make your baseball dreams a reality at the Royals Fantasy Camp coming up in January of next year. You'll be guided by Royals legends as you suit up in your own Royals uniform. You'll join a team. You'll get a personal locker in the clubhouse, instruction from Royals alumni, and play several games at the beautiful spring training facility in Surprise, Arizona. You must be at least 30 years of age or older. So 1 on, 1 out. And now Alex Avila. When the Royals were in Detroit at the end of April, Avila was really struggling and hitting just .177. And now here we are, more than a third of the into the season, and Avila's hitting .176.
Now, he's just having a hard time being consistent. And he's kind of going through a spell recently. As I talked to Lloyd McClendon, their hitting coach, he's been hitting a lot of atom balls. So he's squaring some balls up, but he's not having a lot of luck. But it hasn't transformed to his catching. He's been doing a solid job catching. There's Brian Pena, his backup, former Royal. He's thrown out 26.2% of runners this year. That's pretty good. That's third in the league. Anything over 30 is really good.
Now let me translate the atom ball, which means he's hitting a lot of balls at defenders. So he's hitting them at him. Therefore, an atom ball.
Thank you.
One ball, 2 strikes.
He hadn't heated up recently either. Just 130 over his last 18 games. But he's a guy typically who uses the whole field. Kind of sprays the ball around whenever he can, but Guthrie'd like for him to hit into his 7th ground ball double play.
Chop foul. Still 1-2. Some of that slide began last year for Avila. He hit .243. And I bring that up because the year before that he hit .295 and was an all-star. So .295 to .243 last year, and now trying to just get back up to .180. And there's Lloyd McClendon, the Tigers hitting coach, former Major League outfielder, former Major League manager. Did he go? No. Paul Nart is the third base umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay, like I've said before, more guys get thrown out over this call right here. Check swing. You might see 5 or 6 a game. So that puts a lot of pressure on umpires on the corners. And the reason they ask those guys down the lines because opposing managers and managers think that they have a better angle to see if the guy really swung at it. So Guthrie 0-2 on Avila's. It looks like he's trying to nibble out of that strike zone here, and he's not getting the call.
Ran that pitch up there at 94 miles an hour. So Avila, the struggling hitter, has taken the count from 0-2 to 3-2. Tigers don't run much, but Peralta takes off, and Avila fouls it away.
Yeah, you're not going to have a running offense when you have a slugging offense, because typically, unless they have some speed burners, and with Jackson out of the lineup, he's their leadoff hitter that can run. They're going to go station to station pretty much and just wait for the 3-run homer or something, because why take a chance of stealing a guy when you just leave him put and the guy hits a home run?
And just to attach a number to it, the Tigers are last in the league in stolen bases. Peralta runs again, and that is ball 4. So the fans will cheer because they think Peralta is out, but he will get second base because of the walk. And that's back-to-back walks given up by Guthrie.
Well, it was a great practice attempt right here, and that's a low strike. I'm surprised he didn't get that. That should have been a strike him out, throw him out. That's exactly where you have to pitch this Tigers offense here, or you'll get bombed. You've got to pitch in the lower third of the strike zone. So Doug Eddings, home plate umpire, missed one, and it happens.
And you're right about a strike him out, throw him out. I mean, if Escobar wanted to, he could have caught that ball and met Peralta halfway in between second base and first base.
Yeah, that could have been out of the inning. Yeah, Salvador, he really takes pride in his defense and throwing that ball. He got a great, strong throwing arm.
Strike to Omar Infante. He's done a nice job at the plate, hitting .296. One and one. Jeremy Guthrie last year here at Kauffman Stadium was 2-0 against the Tigers. And he didn't just barely get by the Tigers, he dominated them. 13 innings, only 3 earned runs, no home runs, and that is foul by less than a foot. So instead of an extra base hit and a run scoring, it's 1-2 on Infante.
Infante's in his 10th year of service time in the majors, and Leland has a veteran squad outside of their center fielder Abisail Garcia. Every guy in there's got 8 to 10 years in, except for Avila. Avila's is in his 4th year.
Slow curveball, and Infante did everything he could to stay back on it. Kane makes a play in center field.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's inventing stuff as his last 3 starts. We've been seeing him alter his pitch speeds, especially that slow curve, and it was effective there. He was way out in front. He couldn't do anything else but just use his hands.
Pretty impressive right there. 32 miles an hour of range in miles per hour.
That'll lock a hitter up.
But that's what pitchers used to do. When they say back in the old days before video and radar guns, the pitchers wouldn't just be throwing to the plate, but they would be reading the hitter at the same time. Ball 1-2 Garcia. So they would go pitch by pitch. How did he react to that pitch? What was his swing like? Is he over swinging? Is he trying to take me the other way? And
they didn't have any of the information available that these guys have now. A ton of information. Video readouts, charts, spray charts, everything. Back then, and that's when they had that big windup that they used to try to throw the hitter's timing off. So really, you didn't know a guy until you faced him. So the game, it's changed over the years. But there's one proud papa right there of his starting staff and bullpen guys, Dave Island. He's done a nice job.
It's almost as if he could hear you and he was winking at you when you said that.
We're tight, but we're not that tight.
Up the middle, Escobar is there, and that's the inning. So Guthrie works around the 2 walks. No score at the end of an inning and a half. Poll question: the most impressive stat or facet during the Royals' 5-game winning streak? Is it A, strong starts? And we mentioned the starting rotation's 1 ERA, dependable defense, clutch base hits late, as they had yesterday afternoon, or a scoreless bullpen. The bullpen hasn't allowed an earned run in the last 6 games.
How come we don't have E, a category there for barbecue sauce?
And speaking of, here's Billy Butler. Billy Butler's barbecue sauce. Hit it a ton, barbecue sauce.
They've been having a field day with that stuff.
It looks like there's more than 1 bottle in the dugout. And apparently it has helped sales. We heard that a few supermarkets ran out of Billy Butler's barbecue sauce.
And how about Hunter Dozier? He got him a bottle.
That's the official welcome to the Royals. You know, it's one thing to sign the contract. It's another thing to get the Royals jersey with the number 1, as the Royals signed their first-round pick today. But boy, when you get a bottle of Billy Butler's barbecue sauce, you can take that to begin his minor league career. 2-2 on Billy. And by the way, that barbecue sauce, Billy has created to benefit charity and his Hit It a Ton program to benefit the Bishop Sullivan Center in Kansas City. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Billy 6 for 19 off of Pfister in his career. A couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, 4 ribbies. No Billy bombs, though. Pfister, hard to square up. Comes straight downhill. All 4 pitches he creates on his fastball.
On the ground to Peralta. He juggled it for a moment. Has plenty of time to get Billy 1 down in the 2nd. So we've got a ground ball pitcher in Pfister, and he has 3 ground ball outs, and a fly ball pitcher in Jeremy Guthrie. But Guthrie has recorded 6 outs, and 5 have been in the air. And you got a guy that you talked about, Hud, who already has the late movement, the sinking movement on his fastball, and he is 6'8". I mean, that's about as extreme of a downward plane that a hitter is going to have to deal with in the major leagues.
Yeah, no question. Randy Johnson, he's 6'11". I mean, you're not going to see too many guys like that. But, he also has an arm angle, too. He's going to sink one in there.
Lorenzo Cain, that's always a thrill for him. That was his favorite player when he was a kid, Torrey Hunter, playing out in right field, and he singles to Hunter with one out in the second inning.
All right, let's see what the hitter's seeing now. We're a little bit higher up than the hitter, but this is what he's looking at, okay? He twists the ball. He hides the ball pretty well. Right at the last minute, the ball comes out from behind him. But everything going down, you see how that ball went down, but it was out over the plate, is the reason that Cain was able to strike it so well.
And now Mike Moustakas with Cain at first, and Lorenzo has 8 stolen bases, and Moustakas takes ball 1. Still batting at 177. He's just 1 for 14 on this homestand, but he was out early today, taking ground balls and hitting.
Yeah, important for him.
And a solid base hit into center field, almost took off Pfister's cap. So a good start for Moustakas tonight. He has a 1-out single. The Royals have 2 on with 1 out.
Just getting ready to say it. Moose needs to get that average back up, and in order to get that, you got to get the singles. Okay, left field strokes, balls up the middle, just like that is perfect. He was short to the ball, didn't try to do too much. He's been listening to what George has been preaching to him. It's being soft, have a soft approach to it. And not be so tight up there and quit trying to yank everything. He's been trying to pull the ball. Let the ball travel deep and get you some lousy singles to the opposite field and get some respectability back in that average.
And now low into shallow left. Dirks got a good break, so he makes the play. Cain back to second. Moustakas back to first. Well, if you're looking to collect the last 2 Hot Dog Derby bobbleheads this summer, the Bobble Dog Bundle is your best way to get the final 2 mustard and relish bobbleheads at a discount. Package starts at just $22. So get your bundle today at Royals.com/hotdogderby or 1-800-6-ROYALS. Strike 1 to Chris Getz. Getz got that rally started yesterday in the 8th inning. The Royals beat the Astros 2-0, reaching with an infield single, stealing second base, and scoring the go-ahead run.
Gets a .235 hitter with a runner in scoring position. The Royals overall .282.
One and 2. Getz is batting 8th, and has been when he's been in the lineup this homestand, as Ned Yost has moved Alcides Escobar down to the number 9 spot. And had some late movement to it, but didn't quite get the corner. 2 and 2.
Yeah, they'll have to be careful with 2 strikes. They can't give up on that one. It looks like it's going to be in, but that late movement brings it across the plate.
Hit sharply, fumbled by Infante, but he snags it with his bare hand and throws out Getz to end the inning. Royals strand 2 and no score at the end of 2. In the booth tonight, World Series hero Joe Carter, who is a Kansas City resident, former Wichita State Shocker. And, of course, we have to introduce Joe when Andy Dirks is at the plate, another Wichita State Shocker. But
how ironic is that?
How about that?
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
to see you.
Well, Ryan, Hud, it's good to see you guys, man. It's been a while, but what a beautiful night out here today.
I mean, this is probably the type of night that you would dream about all those years at Rogers Center with the roof closed and just wanting to be outside on a night like tonight, right?
Yeah, but we call it the Sky Dome. You know,
That's
I know
right,
it's
right.
Rogers
Yeah,
Center.
where is Rogers Center, right?
Yeah, you guys got to do it politically correct.
That's right.
But yeah, I still call it Sky Dome.
Well, what do you call that place you used to play in Cleveland then on the lake over there?
I call it Gone.
No doubt.
Like Oil Can Boyd said, that's what they get for building a stadium by the ocean.
Wasn't quite an ocean, but
Yeah.
he had a few good lines, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did.
Well, Joe is stopping by because the Royals have their Diamond of Dreams auction coming up, and this is one of the greatest moments in World Series history. Only the second time in World Series history that ended with a home run.
You believe? I mean, it's been 20 years, Ryan, and
Wow.
you know, to this day, when I look back and I see that moment, you know, once you retire, all you have left are your memories, and so I've got a pretty good memory as to what transpired that night, October 23rd, 1993, at 11:39 p.m.
Wow. Torrey Hunter hits it up the left field line. Alex will cut it off deep. Not going to be able to get much on his throw, and Hunter is in with a one-out double, and he is 2 for 2. Well, you and the other home run was Bill Mazeroski in the 1960 World Series for the Pirates.
The year I was born.
The year, oh, wow, there
Yep.
you go. There's another connection.
Wow.
Now, we'll get to the home run in a moment, but Joe's here to talk about an item that's going to be up for auction at the Royals Diamond of Dreams event on June 20th, benefiting the University of Kansas Hospital. Dual autographed jerseys, Joe's and Mitch Williams, who gave up the home run. Mitch Williams has been a great sport about this over the years, hasn't he?
Mitch has been a great sport, Ryan. I mean, he is a professional, and, you know, he knows that, and I've told him this, that, you know, without him, they never would have been there. And so when you come to a situation in baseball, you're going to have one guy win, another guy lose. Doesn't mean we're winners and losers. It just that means in the act of competitive baseball, somebody's going to come out on top. It just so happens it was me that night, but not because of what he did, but hopefully because of what I did.
And this is what Miguel Cabrera has been doing all year. That is his 18th home run, his 68th and 69th RBIs, and the Tigers take a 2-0 lead in the third inning.
Didn't he win the Triple Crown last year?
Yeah.
He did.
And he's come back, and he's looks like he could do it again.
Yeah, this is an off-speed pitch. Okay, it's a breaking ball
Yeah.
he missed with. Okay, it's out over the plate, but you know, great hitters like yourself don't miss these.
Well, when you throw the breaking ball, hanging breaking ball in the middle of the plate, kind of elevated a little bit. The guys always said the ball was already out of the ballpark. All you had to do was swing and hit it.
You're right. Joe, 396 career home runs you had in 16 years. You were a great hitter in your day. How about Miguel Cabrera? What do you think about this phenom?
Well, I mean, to do all three, to be able to hit for average, power, drive the runs in, it is phenomenal. And for the Triple Crown, to do that, it hadn't been done since 1967 or 68.
67.
Carl Yastrzemski. You know, you can't put that into words. It was just a magical year for him, but everything is balanced about him. You don't see him on his front foot. You know, he doesn't get fooled. It's like he's waiting for the pitch. And I've always said a thing, you know, when you go to the plate, don't look for a certain pitch. You know, tell yourself to wait for that pitch, because when you look for it, you know, you may look for a fastball, and if you're looking for it, you're going to jump out there. But if you tell yourself to wait for that fastball, wait for that breaking ball, now everything is standing back, and that's the way Miguel Cabrera is hitting the ball.
How much of that is natural ability and how much of that is work?
I mean, look. I mean, you see the balance there. You're hitting against that front foot, and I mean, tremendous power there, and the rotation of the hips. You stay back. You stay back behind the ball, head behind ball, drive out of the ballpark.
Yeah, but how much is that as a gift? I mean, you know, he's special.
It's a gift, but it's also confidence. You know, you've got to have ability. You've got to have confidence in your ability, because when you go to the plate, you don't want to go up there scared. You want to go up there and say, I have the ability. If he throws me a fastball inside, I can get around on it.
Can you stick around another half inning?
Yeah, you betcha.
Visiting with World Series hero George Carter. We'll be right back. '93 World Series. Joe Carter, not to be confused with George Carter. I don't know where that came from. Where were we even talking about George?
And George is everywhere.
Yes,
yeah,
that'd be a heck of a hitter.
Yeah,
George
exactly.
Carter would be a heck of a hitter. And with that, now, of course, just thinking about this as a broadcaster, one of the great calls in the history of the game, the late Tom Cheek, who's going into the Hall of Fame this year, the broadcaster's swing. Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
You know, and Ryan, I asked him about that call, and he was saying, no, I was telling you to touch all the bases. And it's funny because once I was jumping up and down, and you saw in the replay, I kind of slowed down a little bit at first base because that was my idea. I wanted to make sure I said, Joe, touch all the bases. Mm-hmm. And Tom said that, you know, right at that exact moment. So it was a great call, and those are things you cannot rehearse. Mm-hmm. You know, it just happened to come, and you know, I go to Toronto or everywhere I go, I hear it all the time.
Well, and it's so true what he said, because you did what every kid imagined doing in the backyard playing wiffle ball.
Not just every kid, but every big leaguer too.
Oh, everyone just. I mean that. But I mean
yeah.
that hypothetical moment. Okay, World Series on the line. Oh, he hits a home run to win the World Series, and you actually did it. Do you remember? I mean, it's been 20 years, but do you remember thoughts? Feelings, what you saw when you were going around the bases, what you were looking at?
You know, as you get old, and I'm 53 years old now, you know, so your memory kind of goes away, but certain things stick with you. And that moment will always stick with me, you know, for a very long time.
Escobar, that's a good way to snap an 0 for 12. He's aboard with an infield single, and the Royals have the leadoff man on.
But the thing, when I got to the plate, you know, my manager, Cito Gaston, always told me, have a plan, have an idea of what you want to do when you get to the plate. And so I had not faced Mitch in quite some time, probably 4 or 5 years before. And, you know, I went to the plate with an idea that I was going to take until I got one strike. I was not going to swing at a bad pitch. And he got behind 2-0. He threw a fastball 2-1. 2-1, he threw me a breaking ball. I swung and looked very bad on it. And I talked to Mitch afterwards, and I said, Mitch, how come you didn't come back with the breaking ball on the 2-2 pitch? And this is how pitchers, you know, they don't really make the adjustments. And I know George, I've been, listening to what George has been saying to the hitters about making adjustments during the game. The 2-1 pitch, I looked so bad on the breaking ball. I said, why didn't you come back with another breaking ball? And he said, because my report on you was once I got 2 strikes on you, I'd throw you a fastball up and away. He said, but didn't you see the way I swung? And he says, no, I didn't think about the way you swung the 2-1 pitch. So he didn't make the adjustment. He went by the scouting report as to he's going to throw me a 2-strike fastball up and away that happened to go down and in. And so, I mean, you learn by your mistakes, but that's the part I know that George is talking about to these young hitters, is making the adjustments during the game.
And Joe's up here to talk about that great moment, because that's the theme of Diamond and Dreves this year, and so many great items. We're going to spend a lot of time during this series and leading up to June the 20th. Some of the great items that have been autographed, reliving the great moments in Major League Baseball history. And Joe's up here to talk about his number 29 autographed, along with Mitch Williams' number 99 for the Phillies. That is autographed, as well as pictures from that moment. And just a great list of not just photographs, but mementos from some of the great moments in Major League history. And that was one of them. It was one of those moments where I remember exactly where I was when I saw that ball, and I wasn't in Toronto, but where I was watching it when I saw that ball fly over the wall in left field.
You know what, Ryan? People every day will come up to me and they will tell me, the first thing they'll do, they'll say hello, and they'll tell me exactly where they were, what they were doing at that particular moment. And it's one of those moments that you'll always remember. You know, I tell them, you know, and I've probably had about 351,000 people tell me that they were at that game. Seriously, and I've said, oh, okay, here we go again. Okay, you were at the game. But one guy, it was very funny. He told me, he says, I was supposed to be at that game, but I sold the tickets, and I was at a bar watching the game on TV. I said, you're the first one that was honest with me.
There you go. Everybody else was there, right?
Everybody, yeah, every 351,000 were there.
I was in Japan playing in the Japanese league, and they shut down the game. I mean, the people, they had it on the scoreboard there and everything. I'll never forget
right?
it. Yeah, I mean, that was news. It was amazing. You know, they showed it, of course, the next day. I mean, because we were a day ahead of you.
Yeah, you were 12 or 13 hours
but,
ahead.
But it was big news in Japan even.
I'm happy to be good in Japan.
Luckily, you didn't have to play there. Some of us had to go there.
Hosmer gets it through the right side, and Escobar will go first to third. So runners at the corners with one out.
Joe, what keeps you busy?
Well, my wife and I, you know, my wife is from here in Kansas City, Kansas. We have a development company. We have built a spec home on the plaza. Finally sold it. Had it for about 2 years.
Hey.
Finally sold it, but you know, we do a little bit of that, and then I do a lot of things back in Toronto. I have my own golf tournament to benefit the Children's Aid Foundation. In fact, it's coming up next week in Toronto. I think last year we raised over $550,000 for the tournament. So that's where Mitch is going to be, along with guys like Marshall Falk, Dr. J, Moses Malone. We've got actors, Morris Chestnut. Just a lot of guys coming to have a great time.
What course they play that on?
Eagle's Nest.
That's nice. That's going to fall.
Salvador Perez, right center field. A diving miss. It'll do more than fall. It'll roll to the warning track. And the Royals are going to tie the game on a triple by Salvador Perez.
I tell you what, I'm going to have to stay here more often now, huh?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
No, you can't leave. Second triple of the year for Salvi, and that couldn't have come at a better time. Joe, what do you think about Salvador Perez?
Well, I tell you what, he has been great for the Royals here. He's been one of the few bright spots for the Royals. You know, they like what he's doing, and then hitting that 3 spot, you know, he comes through in the clutch here, which is, you know, diving attempt right there. But, you know, this ballpark is made for triples. You know, this is a ballpark, even I had a lot of triples here. So, you know, that is a very good thing.
You know, I want to, while we have time here, and talking about the role of a middle-of-the-order hitter, and you were one of the prolific RBI guys in your era. And, you know, there's this feeling now that if you're going to drive in runs, you know, you got to hit a lot of doubles and home runs, which you did. But I remember guys of your era and Edgar Martinez around that time. You know, there were a lot of sacrifice flies. There's a bobble by Peralta, and Billy Butler letting an RBI slip away there as Perez is at third. So there's a good example right there, Joe. I mean, yeah, you had your big hits, one of the biggest in baseball history, but you'd also have a well-placed ground ball. You'd have a sacrifice fly. You didn't always have to hit for extra bases to drive in runs.
No, you did, but it's all about the way that I was taught by one of my best hitting coach I ever had was Bobby Bonds. And he always told us that, look, when you get guys in scoring position, I said the pressure is not on you. The pressure is on the pitcher because he's trying to get you out. And normally that first pitch is always designed to get you out. So I very rarely swung at the first pitch with guys in scoring position because that is the pitch to get you out. You know, now you let them work from behind. If they get behind, now they've got to come to you. And so you look for a ball that's elevated. And I was always taught that as a power hitter and a guy who drives and runs, you want to go out there and you want the ball middle of the plate in. If it's in there, you let it go.
How about that hustle up the line? That puts the Royals in front. Lorenzo Cain beats out a ground ball to short, and the Royals lead 3-2.
Now Lorenzo's been he's been playing very well. You've heard a lot of good things about him, but you know you can never teach hustle.
You know, I like what Joe said, because I think one of the Royals' biggest issues right now with runners in scoring position is swinging at that first pitch, trying to make it happen right away.
If you look at his scouting report or you talk to pitchers, and that's what I did, Ryan. I talked to a lot of pitchers. I didn't care about the hitters because if I talked to Hud wasn't going to pitch to me. I'm going to talk to the pitchers because then I want to know what they're thinking about. And so once you get the scouting report, once you know the scouting report and guys are on third base, a pitcher will automatically go to his out pitch. He's going to do that. If you don't want the ball up and in, they're going to come up and in because they want you to hit their pitch. Now, if you're able to take that pitch, you say, okay, he's pitched me up and in, ball one, ball two. Now he's got to come to you. He can't be so fine. He has to go out there and try to make that perfect pitch, and that's when you get him because there's no such thing as the perfect pitch.
That's why he hit all those home runs and drove in all those runs, Ed.
Yeah, no question about it. But I've been watching George Brett down here, and he's been talking a lot with Shields and James Shields, some of the pitchers, and so he understands that whole thing. And for me, I would talk to a left-hander because I faced mainly lefties in my career. I was kind of a platoon player, but I learned more from talking to my own left-handers on the team. How would they get me out? How are you going to pitch me? Than I did from talking to another hitter.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. And then what was so good about that, once I was traded, because I played for a few teams, I'd see those guys on the mound, and they're facing me, and they go, I just told this guy the last 2 or 3 years exactly how I would pitch him, and what I'm doing in certain situations. So that was the knowledge that you need to have by talking to the pitchers because those are the guys that are trying to get you out.
Cleveland, Padres, Toronto Blue Jays,
Cubs.
Baltimore, Cubs.
And the Giants.
Over 16 years in the majors.
16 years, not bad for a guy that they said could never hit the major league fastball.
Okay, where were you drafted?
I was the second player picked, 1981.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
The first guy was Mike Moore, and the guy who scouted me was Buck O'Neill. So a lot of ties there to Kansas City, and rest in peace, my good friend Mr. Buck O'Neill. What a great man.
53 triples in your career.
And I think 40 of them were here in Kansas City. I didn't have the power to hit the ball at the ballpark here.
Joe, we know you have a lot to go tonight, but we sure would love to keep you, man. But, you got things going. But thank you so much for coming up. You want to stay?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm unemployed.
Well, while you're at it, say hi to George Carter.
All right, George will say hello.
Okay.
Hello, George.
Fourth inning, Johnny Peralta after the first pitch from Jeremy Guthrie, who is now pitching with the lead 3-2, and it's fouled away.
It's great to have George Carter up here.
You know, normally, at least for me, when I do something like that, it's because I'm thinking about somebody with that name, or we're talking about somebody with that name.
Yeah,
we weren't talking to anybody about that.
Oh,
name.
he got a kick out of that.
That just came out of the sky.
He's cracking up leaving the booth. He signed our wall. We have a little wall of fame. And he said he signed it George Carter.
But Who is George Carter?
No, he did.
Is there a George Carter?
No, but there's a Joe Carter, and we just had him up here. Fantastic.
I thought that was very interesting, the way he described hitting with runners in scoring position. That the first pitch, more times than not, was going to be the out pitch, so he wasn't going to swing at it.
But more times than not, you'll see pitchers try to get ahead with that first pitch too. So you know what? It's all what a hitter's thinking. It's all, you know, his confidence. Joe talked a lot about confidence. That's every big leaguer's best friend. You got to have him. If you don't have him, you're going to get beat. I can guarantee you.
Moustakas in the hole on the left side and throws out Peralta.
How about Lorenzo Cain busting it out of the box and getting a ribby on an infield single like that? Boy, I'm going to tell you what. And I haven't heard a roar from the crowd like that in a long time here at the K. You know, just that type of hustle is what you do. This is what you can control. And Carter talked about that too while he was up here. Hustle. Every guy can control his hustle. I mean, he was flying down that line. Nice long lunge at first base. Great Exmo slow motion camera we had on that. Way to go, fellas.
And that scored Perez from third to put the Royals in front 3-2, and Salvador hit a 2-run triple to tie the game in the inning. And now Avila, he walked his first time up. Guthrie gave up a 2-run home run to Miguel Cabrera. The Royals came right back in the bottom of the third with 3.
If we could have hooked up Mitch Williams on the phone from the MLB studios in New Jersey, that would have been outstanding. We could have had him up here for the whole game. They could have told stories. Of course, this is a very important ball game, though, for the Royals. I mean, it is for the Tigers as well, as they'll tell you that every day is very special to be a big leaguer here. But for the standings in there, both teams are on winning streaks, and the fact that the Royals have to face Scherzer and Verlander next, that's a big game. If they can get this first game, give them a little confidence going in to face those really strong righties.
3-1 on Avila. And we'll be spending time between now and the 20th talking about some of the great items up for auction at the Royals Diamond of Dreams, with the theme being the great moments in baseball history. Into the left field corner and deep, and Alex to the track, and he makes the play.
That was not an easy play for Alex. He wasn't exactly sure where the wall was and where that ball was going to end up, so he's feeling for it. You see that hand there? He knows the wall's close, but he didn't realize how far away it was. But sometimes you can't take your eye off of the ball and look at the wall.
I remember interviewing Jim Fregosi many years ago when he was managing the Blue Jays, and he has a great baseball collection. And he told me he had an autographed baseball with Joe Carter and Mitch Williams on it. And I thought, wow, what a good sport, Mitch Williams, to sign something like that. I mean, it was a great moment for Joe Carter, not for Mitch Williams. But come to find out, he's signed items like that more than once. And that was one of the items right there that Joe Carter was up here talking about. Autographed jerseys, Joe Carter and Mitch Williams, that World Series winning home run from, I can't believe, 20 years ago, as Infante singles with 2 outs. So there you go, both autographed, and along with that, multiple pictures of the moments when Joe Carter hit the home run off of Mitch Williams and the celebration that followed.
Yeah, you know, Mitch Williams is a good sport, but not a lot of Phillies fans were. They were heartbroken and angry. And it happens. I mean, it's a passionate sport, especially when it gets down to that time.
Fouled away by Abisail Garcia. How about this, Hud? The Royals at that event also have a Jackie Robinson signed index card and a Hall of Fame plaque to commemorate his breaking of the color barrier in 1947, along with a movie poster from the movie 42.
That's going to be at the auction?
1954, Willie Mays making that great catch in the Polo Grounds, over the shoulder off the bat of the Indians' Vic Wirtz. A San Francisco Giants home jersey autographed by Willie Mays with a picture of him making that over the shoulder catch. Another item that's up for auction. Abisail Garcia grounded into a force out to end the second inning, and batting with Infante at first, 2 down in the fourth. 2-2. And we'll do it again. Remember last year, Abisail Garcia had just been called up, and we noticed how much he looks like Miguel Cabrera. His build, the way he wears his uniform. And didn't we see that he was wearing shoes that said Miguel Cabrera? Wasn't he wearing Miguel Cabrera's shoes?
He was.
Nice play, Moustakas on a short hop, and he'll go the short way to force out Infante and end the fourth inning. Guthrie and the Royals in front 3-2. Royals baseball is brought to you by Panera Bread. Try pasta the Panera way. Live consciously, eat deliciously. And by Ford. See the new F-150 at your Midwest Ford dealer today. Nice chat with Joe Carter. Born in Oklahoma City, grew up in Oklahoma, but went to Wichita State. Has lived in the Kansas City area for a long time. And kind enough to autograph that jersey. That was the same style jersey that the Blue Jays wore when they beat the Phillies in the 1993 World Series. It was their second straight World Series championship. They beat the Braves the year before. Doug Fister has given up 3 runs, all in the third. He has struck out 2. As Lowe hits a slow roller to the right side, and Infante with a very quick transfer to the throwing hand and throws him out. 1 down. Lowe is 0 for 2. And a look at our Time Warner Cable pitch speed comparison. Pfister at 89, but he relies on movement more than power. Jeremy Guthrie up to 95, and you can get downloads up to 50 megabits per second with Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet. And Hud, I bring up the strikeouts because remember last year, very late in the season, was some difficult shadows. The Royals were in Detroit for a day game, and Doug Pfister struck out 9 straight Royals. Hud, I believe you would call that a pocket ball.
Yeah, and he wisely did that right there. Just put it in his pocket. No chance to get Getsy. Go ahead.
This was an American League record, which we witnessed in Detroit. Doug Pfister striking out 9 straight Royals. He was 1 away from the Major League record, I believe, and he had 2 strikes on Salvador Perez, and Sal grounded out to short to end the streak. But a standing ovation as he headed back to the dugout with 9 straight strikeouts from a guy who typically doesn't strike out a lot.
He had it going on that day, though. I remember we were in the stands. We didn't televise that game. We were sitting up there, me and Joel Goldberg, and we're going, would you look at this? Wow, this guy's dealing. And his ball was moving. It was moving all over the place that day. It had great movement. You know, he cuts it and sinks it, slow curve. When a guy's on that particular day, that can happen.
Getz was running, and it's fouled away. And our producer, Joe Lavero, says that it was 10 for the Major League record. Tom Seaver in the National League in 1970, so he'd have been pitching for the Mets then. Struck out 10 straight. So Pfister was 1 away, and he had 2 strikes on Salvador Perez, but Sal was able to hit a ground ball to short. Speaking of Tom Seaver, as we're talking about some of the items coming up 10 days from today at the Royals Diamond of Dreams event, 1 and 2 on Alcides Escobar. And it's easy to think of Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver, Hall of Famers, with other teams. But once upon a time were young pitchers with the Mets in 1969. And how about autographed 1969 road gray Mets jerseys signed by Tom Seaver and Nolan Ryan, along with the shot of Seaver and Young as young Mets pitchers. Getz running, and he is out. He tried to slide around the tag of Infante, and instead he is gunned down for the first time this year.
Escobar's out too, looking.
So that's the end of the inning. Everyone just kind of standing around, but
it's strike him out, throw him out.
It's still 3 outs in an inning in the American League, and the inning is over.
Windy City, or shall we call it the Foggy City. This looks like that old fog bowl at Soldier Field, and somewhere in the middle of that mess and through the ivy goes a Brandon Phillips grand slam, and he also had another RBI, so that would mean he had all 5 RBIs. 5-0 in the fog up at Wrigley, guys.
Fog, I mean, how could they play that? I mean, it'd be hard to track that ball. Wow, I might have clocked a fan out there in the stands. Didn't know what hit him. Couldn't see the ball off the bat.
Look at that. Now, similar to the rain, it always looks foggier on TV, just like it always looks rainier on TV than it is in person, because they're picking up all the fog in between the center field bleachers and home plate. So Brandon Phillips had a better look at that pitch than it looks on the monitor.
Yeah, now, however, you didn't see the ball caught out there. And those fans out there, they catch them ball pretty often, but they were shocked. And there's a nice little slap ball right there. Maybe he'll go for 2.
Dirks will hold with a single. He's 1 for 3.
Okay, let's look at that crowd shot again. Let's see the fans. Okay, hell, he was lined up for it. He just had bad hands.
Well, I can't think of a creative segue to go from bad hands to Joel Goldberg, but here's Joel.
No, I can cover that easily, and we also could talk about Torrey Hunter, and we've said it for years. He's one of the great people in the game, but, you know, talking to guys throughout the country and in the big leagues, talked to Lorenzo Cain. He said when he started playing baseball, and you've touched on this, Ryan, he wanted to be like Torrey Hunter. I talked recently with Adam Jones in Baltimore. He said the first time when he was with the Mariners that he faced the Twins in 2007 and Torrey Hunter, he goes out to the field and Torrey's running sprints, and he knew who I was. Look at this. This is going to work out well. The hit and run turns into a double play as Torrey's going to get doubled up on this one. So that works out and allows us to say that everybody in the league loves this guy. And when you talk to Adam Jones, he says, I couldn't believe he had the time of day for me. I was a 22-year-old kid, and over time, and they were never teammates, it was Torrey that he would call late at night or text, and it was Torrey that taught him about life and doing the right thing and finances and on the field and off the field, and that he has been that guy for guys like Adam Jones and Lorenzo Cain and B.J. Upton and Michael Bourne and Denard Span and Ben Revere, and really just has the time of day for everybody. And as Torrey told me today, it's about teaching the young kids, and it doesn't matter if they're African American, if they're white, whoever they are. But Mike Trout most recently, he loves affecting these kids, and he does it as well as anyone.
Miguel Cabrera, deep center field. Cain back and makes the play. So I think, Joel, maybe he helped Lorenzo Cain with his outfield play as well. He takes an extra base hit away from Cabrera, and the Royals lead 3-2 to the bottom of the 5th. And Doug Fister with 2 runs of support. And for him lately, that's a mountain of runs. While the Tigers are one of the best teams in the American League in runs scored, they've scored the second most runs. They have scored very little for Doug Fister. In fact, they had gone 18 2/3 innings without scoring a run for him until getting 2 in the third. So those are 3 very good starts right there.
Oh.
But Fister is winless in those 3 because of very little run support.
Oh, any manager would love that outing right there. Just like Ned was fired up for Mendoza's yesterday. He used a word I haven't heard him use in a while. He said, "I was stoked." Well, that's some modern day lingo that Ned's getting into there.
That's a word that would make Jeff Spicoli proud.
That's right.
As Gordon flies to
but
left fielder Dirks.
Get a starter go 7 innings in today's game. That's a great start for a lot of guys. I mean, but Mendoza, he was fantastic last night. It's so good to see their 5th starter starting to get into form and pitch like he's capable of pitching.
One of the few outs in the air for the Royals so far tonight against Fister, who is known more for his ground ball outs. Ball 1 to Eric Hosmer. He started the 3-run rally in the 3rd with a 1-out single. Actually followed a single by Escobar. And then with 1 out, he and Escobar scored on Perez's 2-run triple. And then Perez scored on the hustling infield single from Kane to put the Royals in front. Infante runs to the hole and throws out Hosmer, 2 down in the 5th. So here's Sal, and his triple was a result of a diving attempt and a miss by Garcia in right center field. And Hunter as well was going for the ball coming over from right. And Sal drove in 2, and that was his 2nd triple of the year. Garcia filling in for the great Austin Jackson, one of the best defensive center fielders in the league. He's in the minor leagues rehabbing from a hamstring injury.
Salvi's got a nice 6-game hitting streak going on now. Before that hit there, he was hitting .444, 8 for 18. 5 RBIs.
That pitch hung. Sal jumped on it, but he was out in front, 0-2.
Okay, now that was on the outside part of the plate, and Salvi does so well with going with the pitch. And up here, it looked like that ball was going to fall between those guys, and it was a great effort for the Tigers fielders out there, Torrey Hunter and Garcia, but they just couldn't glove it, knock it down.
On the ground to Peralta, that is in time. Another ground ball out for Fister. Royals are scoreless in the 5th. They have a 3-2 lead. Thoroughbred Ford. For the best deals on new Ford cars and trucks, visit thoroughbredford.com. Royals have won 5 straight. This is the opener of 3 with the first place Tigers, and the Royals have a 3-2 lead. Both teams scoring in the third. And Jeremy Guthrie in the 6th will get Prince Fielder, Victor Martinez, and Johnny Peralta. 2 runs that Guthrie allowed, coming on a home run from Cabrera in the 3rd inning. That comes down with re-entry burns on it. Escobar makes a play on Fielder. Prince Fielder is 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 8 this year against the Royals. Fans, don't forget about the 4 for 44 deal from the Royals and Taco Bell. You get 4 tickets to a Royals game, 4 special edition hats, 4 Taco Bell Doritos, Locos, Tacos Supreme coupons, all for $44 plus tax. Royals.com, or you can get those tickets at the Kauffman Stadium box office.
You go to a movie, that'll cost you $100 plus. Can't beat entertainment here at this yard. This is a beautiful place. People come to it all the time. You'd be surprised how many people have never seen the K. And they come up here in the booth and they go, "Wow, look at this place! It's gorgeous." And the fountains really set it off. Outside of that big scoreboard with a crown on top, that really is the icing on the cake. But the fountains, there's no other ballpark in the world like it.
I've always felt the best time to be here, well, the second best time compared to a big crowd with a lot of energy, is when you and I get here early in the day and there's really nothing going on. There's no music being played and you can hear the water. You can hear the water with the water spectacular, the waterfalls and the fountains. As Kane, who's been busy tonight, runs back to the warning track to retire Victor Martinez. Martinez has flied to Kane 3 times, 2 down in the 6th. And it has that kind of soothing feel, like being next to a lake or the ocean.
Sure does. And you mentioned how Martinez has hit the ball to center every time. That's where you want to give up balls out over the middle. Up and out over the middle, because that's the largest part of the yard. 410, you got to really hit it to get it out of there. And it tells me, too, that Victor Martinez is squaring the ball up pretty well. He's starting to regain his form.
1-1 on Peralta. He has walked and grounded out to third. So while Pfister has been getting all the ground ball outs, Guthrie has most of his in the air. One of the great fits for him playing here at Kauffman Stadium. So there you go, 11 fly ball outs. He has not recorded a strikeout yet, and just 5 outs on the ground. 2-2. Also mixing an infield pop-up, so 12 outs in the air.
He has a winning mentality. He knows how to keep his team in the game. He's doing the best he can. He's grinding through this very difficult offense. And he's mixing his pitches. Inside there, that's a good spot. Loosen him up a little bit, move your feet. He knows how to win. And his team somehow finds a way to rally behind Guthrie.
Fouled it off the plate. Well, you pointed out at the top of the broadcast that when you get on a run like Guthrie had, 18 consecutive starts without a loss, that guys come to the ballpark and before they even put their uniform on, they feel like they're going to win.
And that's a lot to it. Missed there.
Third walk allowed by Guthrie, and the second time he has put Peralta on.
But it's better than the 3 walks in the first inning in his last start. He got out of that with only 1 run. With that excellent play down the line by Hosmer, though, caught that ball in the stands, or it could have been worse. But you're right. It's the swagger that you have coming to the park lots of times that makes a difference in your step, in your attitude, your mentality. But during that losing streak, there wasn't a whole lot of confidence coming into the yard.
That'll stay in play, and Moustakis in foul ground brings it down. So another out in the air, another scoreless inning for Guthrie. Royals 3, Tigers 2 to the bottom of the 6th. Rewind and how the Royals scored 3 in the third. Alcides Escobar put an end to an 0 for 12 with an infield single. Eric Hosmer singled. Salvador Perez got it in between Hunter and Garcia for a 2-run triple, and then another infield single. Lorenzo Cain blazing up the first base line. He was safe. That scored Perez. And the Royals answered the Tigers right away in the third, right after Detroit got a 2-run home run from Miguel Cabrera. So Billy Butler, Lorenzo Cain, and Mike Moustakis coming up in our Sonic Slam inning. Tonight's contestant is Marilyn Pearl from Parkville, Missouri. A home run is worth $2,500. A grand slam out of the park, and Marilyn Pearl wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Billy has grounded to short twice, and he takes a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Going back to last year, Billy Butler has a 10-game hitting streak against the Tigers. 2-2.
Billy might kick himself for a bottle of his barbecue for that last at-bat he had. He had a chance to pick up a ribby.
And the count is full. Pfister has not walked a hitter. That's nothing new for him. Bud told you in the first inning that he has walked only 12 this year. Now that 12 walks covers 82 innings. And Billy goes the other way and has a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, that last at bat, Billy was up there. He had Salvador Perez in less than 2 outs at third base now, and he grounded out to the shortstop. But that's over. Now he's sit up here and he's ready to go. Staying inside. That's a ball right down the middle. Very nice swing. Stayed inside. And hit the hole.
And now Lorenzo Cain. He got the fans out of their seats in the third inning with that hustling infield single and an RBI, and he has driven in 5 during this homestand. Curveball got away from him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Amazes me. Only 2 home runs Fister's given up. 1 to a righty, 1 to a lefty. As much as he throws strikes, it just must be tough to get up underneath his ball. Because you're a strike thrower, you're in the big leagues, they're going to hit you. You're going to give up some homers. But that's not on that one there. That's a real slow curve. And he throws those to righties.
And as we pointed out earlier, you're talking about a sinker ball pitcher who also happens to be 6'8". So that is a lot of downward movement over the distance of 60 feet 6 inches.
That's one of the reasons why scouts like them tall, the pitchers.
Peralta will go to the bag himself, and Kane once again hustling up the line. He avoids the double play. So Butler is cut down at second. Kane is at first with 1 out.
Yep. Both plays almost identical.
Mike Moustakas singled in the second, struck out in the third. Did he go? He did.
Well, that was a borderline. You could either way, but he lost it. You could tell by the body language. Got a nice clean base hit, Moose did, right up the middle. Almost knocked the cap off of Fister. Struck out the second time. He does have a home run in his career against Fister.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice save by Avila. Royals so far tonight have attempted 1 stolen base against Alex Avila. And he gunned down Getz. First time that Getz has been thrown out this year. The Royals are second in the league in stolen bases, but a lot of that has to do with stolen bases being down. And the Royals have just 1 stolen base in their last 7 games.
Kane has 8 on the season. Has been caught 4 times.
3-1.
Okay, you can't just sit up there and think you're going to hit a homer. You really got to focus on just putting some contact on that ball and let your eyes tell your hands if the pitch is where you hit homers, and just react to and turn on it. But Moose needs to continue to fight to get that average up. Get those singles.
Ground ball to Infante. Peralta for 1. Fielder for 2. Royals send 3 to the plate in the 6th. Royals lead the Tigers 3-2.
organization today, and you see a shot of Hunter Dozier putting on a Royals jersey at the press conference, and he joins us now right here. And not his first time at Kauffman Stadium. He was here working out a couple of weeks ago, but now officially a Royal, the contract signed. Congratulations. What has this day been like for you?
It's been amazing to be out here on this field and to meet a lot of the guys and meet everyone that's behind the scene. It's been an amazing day, very blessed day.
And what about the last 3 or 4 days, too? Because you didn't know where you were going to go. You knew you'd be drafted somewhere, pretty early. And then you find out you're the 8th pick, and a few days later you're signed. How much of a whirlwind has it been?
It's been crazy, but a lot of excitement for me and my family and my friends. But it's been fun, once in a lifetime deal. So I'm just trying to take it slow and enjoy every minute of it. And
now you're here, and you had a chance to talk with George Brett during batting practice and guys like Billy Butler, and you look over on the other side, the Miguel Cabreras. Is this surreal? Does it feel real to you?
Honestly, not really. I just keep thinking I'm going to wake up from an awesome dream. But, the more I stay around this team and this field, everything just kind of sinks down.
You said at the press conference today that you'll go wherever they want you to. You're a shortstop in college, whether it's third, wherever it is. But the one thing you said that you've always felt good about is the hitting. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. It's always, when I'm struggling in the field, I can always count on my hitting, and that's one of my strongest points of my game, and I think that's why they drafted me so high.
We're going to see a double there to start off the inning for Omar Infante, and so you were here a couple of weeks ago, and hitting balls maybe up towards those fountains. What was that workout like for you?
It was an amazing workout. They ran it really smoothly, and it was fun, and they did a lot for me and my family, and it was fun to be out here hitting on this field and just being around the coaches. Well, growing up in Texas, I'm just wondering about who your guys were growing up. And I'm looking at you, and if you can't tell at home, Hunter's a big kid and looks like a linebacker or a tight end. Reminds me size-wise of a Scott Rowland, but who was your guy baseball-wise growing up? My favorite player is Michael Young. He's a great role model. He's great on the field and off the field. You never hear anything bad about him off the field, and he's just a good team leader. The other thing that we've heard about you, and that's exactly it, team leader. Over at Stephen F. Austin, they love your character. What a catch by Alex Gordon. Unbelievable, and that other ball had gone foul, and then Alex Gordon, you're seeing guys play top level, and I know there's a big difference from college, but what do you think when you see plays like that? Because he does that on an every night basis. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just amazing what these guys have. They have so much talent, and they work so hard for it. It's good to see. Okay, back to the leadership, and that's an important part of your game, part of your characteristics. Tell me about that. I just always try to be a leader on the team. I'm not the most vocal guy, but I try to lead by example, working hard, being the first one out there, being the last one to leave, and just trying to lead as best as I can. I know your parents raised you well. They're sitting right here behind you, but a lot of yes sirs today and very polite. And your parents, Kelly and Kelly, they've been just soaking this in all afternoon, taking videos, enjoying this. What has it been like to share this with them? Oh, it's been amazing. They've been with me, since day one. They've supported me through this whole process and my whole baseball career, and I'm glad they got to come up and enjoy this with me. How about the power? You were talking in the press conference today about the power coming within the last year or so. How has that developed? It's just, I think, my body maturing, growing into my body, and also just working hard in the weight room and just, getting more ABs and just doing different things with my swing, and everything's kind of coming along, and I just hope it keeps progressing. Well, it's great how quickly it's happened. I know for everybody, just past the reach of Chris Getz on that one, so Garcia's going to get on. But this really doesn't stop and slow down for you. Tell us about your next 24 hours. Well, tomorrow morning I go to Arizona, and we do little mini camps there, and then after this weekend I'll go up to Idaho Falls and start my season. Looking forward to it. All right, well, it's great having you here. We hope to have you here in the future for many, many years to come. See you hitting for that power and some of those home runs, but enjoy this with your parents, and best of luck this season and for many more to come. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, there you go, guys. You hear it from Hunter Dozier. Hud, you were a football player in high school, and they looked at you in college. I don't know if you had this kind of size, though.
Never. And when I shook his hand, man, I had to look up at him. I went, hey, young man, how you doing? You have to call me, sir. But that's all a byproduct of being raised in Texas. My folks raised me there, and that's how we were brought up, those type of manners. But he's a big kid, and hopefully he'll provide some power here in the future for the Royals. It's great to see him out here.
And he picked a great night to sign his contract. I mean, a beautiful weather night. Royals are playing a first-place team. Nice crowd. Royals have the lead. Andy Dirks is plunked by an 0-2 pitch. And that puts 2 on with the middle of the order coming up.
Well, you know he didn't want to do that. He's going to come inside. Sal set up inside. He just missed. And that's how you do it. If you see it coming, turn away from it and wear it.
That was pitch number 95. And Ned Yost decides that that is his final pitch. So he brings on a fresh arm, Aaron Crow, with Torrey Hunter and Miguel Cabrera coming up. Chevy called to the bullpen. Royals lead 3-2 in the 7th. Crow takes over in the 7th. Major League Baseball and People Magazine invites you to go to tributeforheroes.com to learn more about some of the extraordinary men and women who have served or are still serving in the armed forces. And you can read about their acts of courage and help select the veteran that will represent the Royals community at this year's All-Star Game on July 16th. Royals bullpen has been on a roll, to say the least. And Aaron Crow comes on with 2 on 1 out to face Torrey Hunter, hoping for a ground ball double play and avoid Miguel Cabrera. He should get an out here as David Lowe makes the play. Garcia stays at second, and now Crow and Cabrera. So 3 things you need to know about the Royals bullpen, which has not allowed a run to the Tigers this year. They have the best ERA in the American League. They have stranded the most inherited runners in the American League, or at least the highest percentage. And because of the work of the starting rotation, it has been mostly a rested bullpen this year. They have pitched the fewest innings. And with that out recorded by Aaron Crow, Royals bullpen now has not allowed an earned run in 18 innings. Just below the knees, ball 1 to Cabrera.
If they want to beat the Tigers in this game 1, they're going to have to stay on that path right there.
Cabrera hit his 18th home run back in the 3rd inning with Hunter at second base. Blocked by Perez, keeps it in front of him, throws down to second and almost got him. If that throw was lower, he may have gotten Garcia. Garcia got caught in no man's land.
Boy, Salvy's awfully quick. Abigail Garcia, he almost got halfway off that base to third base there, and he said, better get back. Cabrera is 0 for 5 against Aaron Crow here.
The Tigers might have thrown Garcia in the fountains if he got picked off with 2 on and Cabrera to win the inning. Over the outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
No doubt about that. Cabrera's only hitting .493 with a runner in scoring position.
Another category which leads the American League. 2-2. Crow went right at him.
Sometimes you got to take your chances. Fans enjoying this confrontation here. Pretty much got to play him straight up or to the opposite field with Crow's velocity. He goes a lot the other way.
Slider struck him out, and Aaron Crow, who hardly ever shows emotion on the mound, exploded after striking out the game's best hitter.
You gotta love that. Some passion. He's pumped.
The bullpen retires Torrey Hunter on a flyout and strikes out Miguel Cabrera with 2 on. And now the Royals still batting against Doug Fister. We'll have David Lowe, Chris Getz, and Alcides Escobar in the 7th.
It's time to mount a little rally here and get some insurance for that bullpen. But Crow, he's got to be excited about that. You strike out the best hitter in the world on the planet, you got to throw a nasty pitch, and he did.
And now they're ready in the Tiger bullpen. Darren Downs is the lefty. Evan Reed is the righty. Hit hard but pulled foul. Still 0-2 on David Lowe. And Doug Fister has been very pitch efficient. He's only thrown 83 pitches as he begins the 7th inning. Tigers scored 2 in the 3rd. The Royals scored 3 in the 3rd. Miguel Cabrera hit a 2-run home run for Detroit. Perez drove in 2 for the Royals. And right now the difference in the game is an infield single and an RBI with 2 outs from Lorenzo Cain in the bottom of the 3rd. David Lowe is driven in 3 during this homestand. He has 7 RBIs with the Royals, all with 2 outs. Been a very good clutch hitter, but his role here is to get on, and he leads off the inning with a single.
Okay, that was a nice at bat. He waited. Spit on a couple of those breaking balls, and he waited for the cookie, and he got it. Look at that, right out over the middle. Short, quick swing, back where it came from. That's how you get it started.
And now Getz trying to move him up to second base. Getz has an infield single, and he is grounded out sharply to second base. Royals trying to get to that magic number of 4.
That's right.
As in 4 runs scored. And the bunt is down. Pfister had a tough time getting the right grip, but throws out Getz. Lowe moves up to second base. 1 down.
All right, move him along. Nice bunt. Cabrera was crashing at third base. So Getz waited, and he read the pitch. And he saw it was a breaking ball. Breaking ball is almost a thank you pitch when you're trying to sacrifice bunt. It's a lot easier to get one down when you see it slow like that. It breaks. Hard fastball is a little bit tougher to get on top of.
Escobar singled and scored in the 3rd inning. He had been 0 for his last 12. And then he struck out in the 4th, part of a strikeout throwout double play. Takes ball 1 here from Doug Pfister. Escobar getting the day off yesterday. He had hit under 200 in his previous 32 games.
See how shallow those outfielders are. Torrey Hunter's in. Garcia's in center field.
1-1.
Escobar 308 average with a runner in scoring position. He'll make it really close. If the ball's hit to Torrey Hunter, he's got a really good arm.
So I guess this would be the equivalent of the infield in when you play the outfield in.
Right.
It's a risk.
It is.
But it's an aggressive risk.
Yeah, they're counting on the fact that he likes to hit the ball to right. And it almost cost him there.
Lowe tags, and Hunter's throw is cut off. So Lowe gets to 3rd, but there are 2 down. And maybe if Torrey Hunter's a little deeper, Hud, he catches that ball coming in as opposed to catching it going back on his heels.
Right, and he would have made this a lot closer at third base. But Escobar almost got him over the head.
Alex is struck out, popped to short, and flied to left. And Pfister has done a lot of that in the past few innings. Big, slow curveballs for strike 1. Alex is the best as far as batting average in the major leagues with 2 outs, hitting .429. Down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Torrey Hunter also on that list.
All right, so they want to talk about it. What are they going to do here? 0-2. Didn't take them long to figure out what it's going to be. Maybe another slow curve down in the dirt. Avila have to make sure he blocks that ball, because Lowe is just 90 feet away wanting to come home. Anything bounces, you got to be aggressive, got to be ready.
Grounded to Infante. So leadoff single, a sacrifice bunt. With David Lowe does not score, and at the end of 7, it's still 3-2 KC.
though in Baltimore. Boston 6 runs in the first. Cleveland and Texas tied up down in Arlington. Other action for you. Chicago delayed right now against Toronto. That will be a fog delay. They're actually blowing a foghorn there, like the Blackhawks game, and both of those games, Cubs having the fog too. Houston and Seattle yet to be played, and we had a little bit more action going on in that Boston-Tampa Bay game. Matt Joyce homered in the first. John Lackey hit him, and here we go. No ejections in the game. Matt Joyce was none too pleased. Saltalamacchia in the middle. Bench is clear, and as so often is the case, everybody piles onto the field, and nothing happens. Just some guys yelling at each other. Ryan?
You can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
Well, but you take one between the blades like that after you hit a homer, sometimes that'll irk you as a hitter.
Chevy caught to the bullpen, and now Tim Collins with a 1-run lead in the 8th inning. And a left-hand bat, a big left-hand bat coming up, and Prince Fielder. Aaron Crow got the Royals out of the 7th with 2 on, 1 out. He got Torrey Hunter on a flyout, and Miguel Cabrera with a strikeout. 1-1.
Prince Fielder's 2 for 5 with 1 homer. Lifetime against Tim Collins.
And back with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fielder, he's not afraid of a lefty or a righty. Prince Fielder's hitting .368 off of lefties with 4 home runs this year.
Hit well, but right at Lorenzo Cain. 1 down in the 8th. And now time for tonight's AT&T trivia question. Who is Miguel Cabrera? Is he on the left, the center, or the right? No. Who is the last player to win the AL MVP award in back-to-back years? Wow. Well, he's on his way.
Certainly.
Fouled away by Victor Martinez. So the switch hitter slides over to the right side. Hud, you're going to get a chance to talk to Miguel Cabrera tomorrow and ask him about what he felt after the support of the Royals fans last year when he clinched the Triple Crown here the final day of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. He already told me in Detroit that it was the highlight of his season. And they went all the way to the World Series. It would be fun for the crowd here and the fans here to hear from him about that experience. Looking forward to bringing it to you. Now, I don't have Joel Goldberg's skills as far as interviews go, but I'm going to give him my best.
1-2 on Martinez.
Joel and Nate Bukaty do a fantastic job with all those interviews most of the time. And since Miguel and I are tight.
Are you?
Yeah, we are.
Like go camping together in the off season, that kind of tight?
No, we're not that tight, but we had a long discussion the day he hit the Triple Crown, the last game of the season. I talked to him afterwards downstairs. And then this year we talked. And so he's excited to share his feelings.
Got anything on the back-to-back AL MVPs?
Searching.
Babe Ruth. Still 1-2. Okay, it's a right-handed hitter.
We'll let the fans vote, or guess.
Still living? Still living.
Similar body type to Miguel Cabrera. I heard. That's a hint.
2-2. Frank Thomas win back-to-back MVPs.
That's it. It's got to be it.
That is the fourth time tonight that Victor Martinez has flied out to Lorenzo Cain.
Way to go, Ryan. Big hurt.
And his numbers, Miguel Cabrera's numbers, are better now by a long shot in some categories than they were a year ago when he won the MVP, his second straight batting title, and the Triple Crown. Bullpen has done its job. Kelvin Herrera will come on with 2 outs in a 1-run game in the 8th inning. Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. And by 5-Hour Energy Shots, which we need to pack the next time we go to St. Louis. Aaron Crow has gotten 2 outs. Tim Collins has gotten 2 outs. And now Kelvin Herrera comes on to face Johnny Peralta. And comes on only needing to get 1 out. And nobody on. Peralta has walked twice and grounded out to third. 100 miles an hour at the knees for strike 1. Two scoreless innings for Herrera since being recalled from the minor leagues. And slapped to left field, and that's a base hit. So he hit it down around the end of the bat. And that's the 3rd time that Peralta has been on tonight.
Came right back with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball down the zone, hit it off the end of the bat, broke the bat, but the bat died a hero. That's where you want to miss if you're out over the plate, down there. Above average fastball, above average changeup, around 88, 89. Good slider.
And now ground ball to Getz. Avila is out. That is 19 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings for the Royals bullpen, and 25 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings here at Kauffman Stadium. you for voting. And the most impressive stat during the 5-game winning streak, clutch bats late. And the 8th inning has been a big inning for the Royals during this homestand. It was yesterday afternoon as they scored 2. Tonight, the Royals carry a 3-2 lead into the 8th inning with Hosmer, Perez, and Butler coming up against Doug Fister, who's trying to pitch at least 8 innings for the 3rd time this year for the Tigers. He went 8 1/3, a season high, in his last start. Ball 1 to Hosmer, 1 for 3 with a 3rd inning single and a run scored. He has scored 7 runs on this homestand. It's been a big pitch for Fister in addition to his sinking fastball, big looping curveball for a strike. Fister has not walked a hitter, and he has struck out 3. That curveball got away from him. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, one of the reasons it makes him so difficult is he varies the speeds off of his fastball and his curve. So he's changing speeds on all of those. Really, in total, he's probably got about 6 or 8 pitches with different speeds. Now, James Shields, he can sympathize with Fister about not getting any run support. But he continues to go out and do his job just like Fister does. You can't control that offense. That's something you can't do. Unless you're in the National League Park and you got a bat in your hand, you got a chance to help yourself.
Peralta gets a nice big hop and throws out Hosmer. So the Tigers, HUD, have scored 2 runs in Fister's last 23 2/3 innings. 2.
Okay, well, James Shields has gotten 11 runs in 7 starts since May 6th.
Going to see James Shields on Wednesday afternoon. Another rematch, or another matchup, I should say, with Justin Verlander.
Should be an outstanding afternoon, especially if this weather continues to be like it is.
Tomorrow it's Wade Davis and the former MU Tiger Max Scherzer, who's 8-0. Salvador Perez, left center field, but playable for Garcia. So Sal is 1 for 4. Vote for the Royals Player of the Month, sponsored by Majestic and Rally House. You can vote at Rally House stores and get a chance to go on field and meet the winning player. Irvin Santana in his last start on Saturday against the Astros finally got his 100th career win. And James Shields on Wednesday, it'll be his 8th try for win number 90. Those 2 guys were one shy of a milestone for a long time. Billy is singled and grounded out twice, and he pops it up to the right side. Infante makes the play. We head to the 9th. Royals and the first place Tigers a 1-run lead, and Holland will get Infante, Garcia, and Dirks.
straight after the game. Jeff Montgomery and I will be breaking it down on Boulevard Royals Live. Talk about Jeremy Guthrie's outing, Lorenzo Cain's hustle offensively and defensively, reaction from the clubhouse, and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Ryan?
All right, thank you, Joel. And Greg Holland comes on, going for his 12th save. And he'll be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters.
Okay, there's a break. Usually it works out where you're facing the meat of their order. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is in tight game situations. But right here, you know, they still are big league hitters, but it's not like Torrey Hunter, Cabrera, Fielder, and Martinez. But Holland still's got to be able to get in there. Strike one. He can't afford to walk anybody. And the Royals have done a great job against the Tigers here of not giving them any extra outs. They've been playing airtight. Everything's been good so far. Hope it continues. Holland, get in there. Strike one.
And when he's off, and oftentimes it doesn't take him very long to get back on track, he's usually missing high. There's a better pitch across the knees, 94 miles an hour.
Yep, he's got the pitches. That split finger finishes guys off, and also his slider. Walked the leadoff batter in last night's game.
And then a nasty slider. Infante convinced he had a fastball and swung over it.
Yeah, now you see it, now you don't. Great location.
Just got a piece of it. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Longest outing, 26 pitches on Wednesday. Two and two. Mentioned the success of the Royals bullpen lately. They have pitched 19 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings and 25 1/3 here at Kauffman Stadium. Struck him out. Good start to the 9th inning.
Wow, you know, he was pinpoint with that nasty off-speed pitches there. Really, really tough pitches for a hitter. It starts out, you're looking fastball, and it starts out looking like a fastball, but then it dips away. It's very tough for a hitter to lay off of that. Same thing with Cabrera facing Aaron Crow, and Crow finished him off with a slider too. Those are the toughest pitches really for a big-time power hitter to try to decipher between a fastball and that breaking ball, especially when you show it fastball first.
Great pitch. Boy, 96 at the knees over the outside. Garcia is 1 for 3 with a single. By the way, that strikeout of Infante was just the 2nd strikeout all night by a Royals pitcher. The first was the biggest out of the night. And that's when Aaron Crow struck out Miguel Cabrera with 2 on, 2 out in the 7th. Two and one.
It's Salvador. He's setting up right down the middle. His glove is splitting the plate. And really, that's good because Holland, he's got great movement. He knows where he's putting that ball, so he's going to decide where he wants to put it. Salvi's just saying, okay, give it to me anywhere.
Two and two, late on the fastball. Great catch. Fan about 12 rows in the upper deck on the first base side. I mean, there's no way he can expect to get a foul ball up there. And he just stood up very casually, made the catch, sat back down. Blew him away. And he reached back for a little extra. 97 on the radar gun. 2 down in the 9th.
Okay, Holland, he knows what we know. Facing the 8, 9, and number 1 hitters, you don't have to face any of those beasts in the middle. So he says, look, I've got to go right through these guys. I don't want to make it interesting and get to that 2nd and 3rd and 4th place hitters. So he is dissecting that strike zone. Good hard fastballs, nice sliders.
And now Holland and Andy Dirks. Strike 1. Detroit Tigers are second only to the Boston Red Sox in runs scored in the American League. Actually, in the major leagues, averaging over 5 runs a game. And tonight, the Royals have held them to 2 runs in 8 2/3 innings, but still need to get that final out. Hit well into right center field. David Lowe is there. 6 in a row.
Outstanding job by the bullpen. Guthrie wasn't too shabby either. Team wins again behind Jeremy Guthrie.